Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for November 2023. This is going to be for Aquarius Sun. My brother was Aquarius Sun on January 24th. Can be for Aquarius Moon, which my daughter has, Aquarius Rising. There's a little uh, Sam's cutting the grass outside, so I'm hoping that doesn't come across, but I couldn't wait any longer. Anyway, so Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. Many of you are intuitively guided to readings now, and I thank you so much for paying attention to your intuition. And what I mean by that is sometimes, you go by a reading, you're like, and something's calling out to you, but you may be like, well, I don't think I even have Aquarius in my chart. Maybe you do, maybe you don't know about it, or maybe your spirit guides are just trying to get a hold of you. They'll use different formats, especially if you've missed signs. So just be open to that. Some of you are here checking on Aquarius. Remember, your guides also know that. So I'm sure there's messages for you. All right, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So we're going to use three different decks. We're going to start with our Mother Mary Oracle. We're going to use the Gilded Tarot to clarify or go deeper, deeper, deeper if we dare. And the Light Seers is really calling out for me for you, which is not normally a deck that I choose for you. I don't know why. Um, but I had another deck in my hand, but then I don't know. I kept feeling no, I need to bring out the Light Seers. So here they are. I pay attention to my intuition. All right, let's go ahead and open up your reading now. I do want to let you know I am doing a personal reading special, $44 off. I'll have all the information below. There's only 2 days left, I believe. Ends on the 16th. Sometimes you forget when you do this type of work, sometimes you forget the date, but it ends on the 16th. And again, it's $44 off. I want to give a shout out to some of my members. I also have a membership program. If that's something you're interested in, you can just check right below in the more detail section. That's where everything will be. That's where the special will be. And if you're interested in, becoming a member, I have different levels. One is just a thank you, Sandy. $2.99. And then I have two more. One is called the Super Fan, which is $19.99, and that is first of all, it's a thank you, so thank you. But also, it's an occasional live readings where I really answer all your burning questions, and you can ask more than one question. But then I also have the live only special membership. I feel like I'm bringing that one down to the 1999. So I feel like if you're interested in going live, and I try to do it on a weekly basis, I'm thinking potentially Sunday this week. We'll see. Um, that's how you do it. So it's right below. And I'm only bringing that up because a lot of people are asking me, like, I'm trying to join your channel. I can't find it. It's literally right below the video. Okay. Anyways, back to you, Aquarius. One of my favorite readings to do. They're always interesting. Compassion. Compassion. I see and feel others' points of view with forgiveness and kindness. Compassion. Carries a little bit of the Empress's energy there. And we will read it from the book at the end of your reading. That's just where it's going to be most profound. Just you have to trust me on that. If you're new, it's like the cherry on top. I'm telling you. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in the Light Seers again. Already pre-shuffled, but I do like to give it a shuffle or two for you. All right, let's give them a cut. And we are going to shuffle for your cards. Again, this is for November, but I also want you to remember time is fluid. Sometimes you don't see a reading till months after it's been put out, sometimes years, but then something, you know, I feel like, and then a message is like, it hits you right when you need it. So understand that time is fluid. Okay. Aquarius. Aquarius. All right. It just kind of slid right out of my hand. All right, we start with the wheel. Destiny. It can talk about movement or non-movement. Then we have the Two of Swords. Interesting. It's like you're trying to block an opportunity. Why? It's almost like I don't want this wheel to turn. We have the Emperor. Card of Aries. And then look at this, we have Temperance. So out of 4 cards, we have 3 major arcanas. The Wheel, the Emperor, and then Temperance. I think I said card of Sagittarius. But let's look at this before we move on, because Temperance is mirroring the Wheel right now. Temperance's main message is about patience. Patience, my child. Why? Because something is maybe not in full development yet. Um, maybe you're wearing this blindfold, so there's something you don't want to see that could actually feels like it puts a little bit of a wedge in that wheel, so it's not. I don't know that that wedge can stop that wheel from moving, but maybe it's slowing it down. Temperance says trust in divine timing. And the things that you can't control, try to let go of them. And the Two Swords, maybe I'm trying to hang on to something that is really against my control or out of my control might be a better way of putting it. And then the Emperor could certainly mean an Aries for some, but it can also talk about business ownership. When I think of the Emperor in the upright, it's someone that I look up to. It can be, this may talk about trusting yourself, trusting your own voice. Maybe you want to create something. Um, you want to be the king of your own castle. But this is beautiful energy to do that. There's just one little problem, and that would be in the Two of Swords. So the Two Swords, it's a little bit of illusionary energy because I often feel like the blindfold that I wear many times is because I'm afraid to face something. Now it could be another, but usually it's something within ourselves. And usually it's like within the thought system. So, but at the same breath, I feel like the longer someone wears this blindfold, the bigger that monster that they don't want to see becomes. Now I'm calling it a monster because I feel like in your thought system, it could grow to feel like a monster. It's not a monster. You just think it is. All right, let's keep going. All these major arcanas, I have feeling, I feel a couple different things. I feel like there's changes coming, but I feel like these changes are opportunity. Look at this. The Knight of Cups. Hello, Knight. Unexpected couple fulfillment. Sitting right on your wheel. Right? Part of your destiny. It's like already written. Interesting. Already written. This night could be bringing in love. But whatever the night is bringing in, first of all, it is unexpected. And that may be another reason why I want to try to let go of control of the things I cannot control. And maybe instead try to go with the flow of what it feels like the universe is like pointing out some like tremendous growth. So for some, again, it can be an opportunity to do something that you love. but that blindfold would block it a little bit. Or it can be actual romantic love. Okay, that lawnmower is getting a little close. I'm looking at this night. Also, look at this. I'm looking at this night and I'm seeing, I know the screen seems freaking dark. Um, on his blanket. It's like he's planning a picnic. But there's a letter that he's opened. So whether someone like sent this letter, now it doesn't have to mean a physical letter. Sometimes it's like telepathically. His white horse is behind him, which to me is a sign of purity. And then look what follows, the Six of Cups. So, I try not to make all readings love readings, but love is a big part of our lives, I guess. Six of Cups. Let's talk about that for a second, because Six of Cups speaks about a period of time of, where you have happy memories, whether it's a person, a place, or just a time period. I feel growth within this energy. So if it's speaking of person, it's funny because I just did Capricorn before yours. I can't remember who had that title though. It was like from a boy to a man. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, from a boy to a man or a girl to a woman type energy, like someone, like there's been evolution. All right, let's keep going. But why are you blocking that? Whoa. We have the Page of Wands. It feels a little bit like you've lost that love and feeling. It's not what I meant to say. I feel like you've lost a little bit of that free spiritness that is just naturally part of you. And a free spirit doesn't mean like I want to be alone. But a free spirit many times is comfortable being alone. Um, but when I say free spirit, I feel like more it's you taking chances. Page of Wands is much like my Fool. This is someone who's like throwing out that wand, and wherever it lands is where I go. Right. We have the Two of Pentacles. Two Pentacles mirroring this Knight of Cups. I feel like when the Two Pentacles comes out, it's kind of like saying this is being put in your court. I don't know. I'm like really trying to figure out this lighting thing, and every time I think I get it, it looks dark to me, but it might just be me. Anyways, Two Pentacles feels like it's in your court. They call this the Juggler's card. It means I got a lot of balls up in the air. Do I really want to take another one? I feel like it's about using more of your logical mind instead of your fear-based mind. We have two twos. One is based out of like fear, something I don't want to see. Sometimes I feel like it's believing something won't work before I even give it a try. So that must mean I'm not believing in myself for some reason. Well, let's keep going. Well, hello, another major arcana, the star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. Sitting on the wheel. Well, first thing, Aquarius, whatever this night is bringing in, dang, that lawnmower sounds loud. Whatever this night is bringing in, it like lives within you. It's part of your wishes. Um, and I don't know why, but I'm getting, this is your major arcana, first of all. So we know this Knight of Cups is meant for you. Trying to think whether I want to pause the video. Wait till he gets further away from. But part of me doesn't want to. Look at this Knight of Pentacles, your guardian angel. Knight of Pentacles, this is another energy of patience. The Knight of Pentacles comes in at the right time, not before, not after. That I feel like I mean that spiritually. Like, why? Because I feel like this Knight is saying, if I come before my time, then, perhaps this blindfold would in some way block the blessing. It's interesting how the Knight of Pentacles, again, like your guardian angel, is bringing in, what's this Knight responsible for? This Knight is responsible to bring in a pentacle into your world. And I feel like that means something is coming into your physical world. It's meant to enhance it, like truly enhance it. This Knight is meant to bring you a couple fulfillment. Well, not only is this Knight bringing a couple fulfillment, but it feels like it's something that then lands like within your physical house. Again, it's like your dreams, your hopes that sit upon your own will. Maybe I wanted something before its time and the timing just wasn't right. Maybe I already had something and it didn't work out, but again, it doesn't feel like the timing was right. Doesn't mean you should regret it because there's probably things that you've learned. Sometimes I feel like, like a love will come along and help open our heart chakra. But that doesn't necessarily mean they're the one. Maybe their job was just to get us ready for really what will be. So anyways, let's keep going. Let's follow this Knight. So these cards are just falling out of my hands. We have the Moon. Card of Pisces. Ruler of Cancer. Dang it, I cannot think of what the full moon's in for November. We have the Six of Swords. And with the Six of Swords, we have the Page of Pentacles. Alright, I feel like I need to readjust myself so I can get into this. Alright, so we have the Six of Swords is mirroring the Star. Your major arcana. But it is about your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes. And it is about manifesting them, no doubt. I have a feeling that this is saying there may be more than one dream coming to fruition. Now, sometimes we don't even know we have this dream until it like shows. And then we're, I don't know, like saying to the universe how grateful we are. I have a feeling this Two of Swords is part of a lesson, a soul's lesson, like something that your soul is down here to learn, and that may simply mean like don't put on blindfolds, like face whatever I need to face. Don't fear, what's next. Matter of fact, understanding like you have so much control over what's next, right? Because it is you planting these seeds. And then it's your spirit guide's job to point out when these seeds are coming to fruition. Your angels, I feel like, oversee everything, but we really need to ask our angels for help. Our spirit guides are just constantly involved, sending us signs all the time. I see signs all the time. Wow. But I think about where I was, like, let's just say 10 years ago. I had much more doubt then than I do today. So, anyways, and I'm saying that this Two Swords, like learning not to put blindfolds on, learning to face what's in front of me and dealing with it, and then being able to move on from it. I'm saying that because we have the Six of Swords down here. So, Six of Swords is where someone has taken that time. First of all, it's mirroring the Star. So there could have been other people involved that hindered your dreams. Now, maybe some of them, maybe it was children. Like maybe like I was busy doing this and that. And that also was important. But this feels like now it's a time for something else. So Six of Swords is definitely saying that this Two of Swords was created out of toxic type energy. People, places, things that just became toxic to you. Six of Swords means that you've looked at that. Not only have you looked at it, but with the Page of Pentacles over that, you've learned from that, or you will be learning from that. I feel like the moon is representing time. Like sometimes, I have a feeling like, I keep saying like I'm a California girl. Um, but I have this feeling like some things are not meant to move quickly. Why? Well, let's take love for instance. You know, yes, it's great, go from that Ace of Cups to the Ten of Cups. But the problem is you miss the journey. And the journey is where we're creating our foundation, right? And creating that foundation is everything. Like if we don't start with a strong foundation, well, we may reach the Ten of Cups, but then a strong wind comes in and just blows our house over. So sometimes taking things slow. And I don't mean it like a snail's pace, but I do mean slow. Sometimes not needing to know what the destination will be and instead enjoying the journey. Why? Well, because these seeds of the Knight of Pentacles, I don't feel like it's a one time thing. I feel like, like more seeds will follow. Um, and maybe that's why, like, I need to start at today. All right, well, let's see what's at the bottom of your deck. King of Wands. King of Wands. Can be Larry, maybe Larry, um, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. I'm gonna look underneath him. We have the Ace of Wands, and the Hangman underneath that. For some of you, this King of Wands could be connected to this Knight of Cups. And I'm saying that because he's carrying the Ace of Wands with him. And right below that is the Hangman. So, a pause in the action. It's almost like when the timing is right, the timing is right. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot and let's go deep. Give her a couple shuffles. Give him a cut. And we're going to begin, but I just want to remind you that we open the reading with the wheel. That's your destiny. Sometimes we're at the top, sometimes we're at the bottom. But when we're at the bottom, we've got to know, like the only place to go is up, right? Up. Temperance is like really, and when I think of temperance, I think of divine, right? Because it is about divine timing. Emperor's looking back at temperance almost like, well, is it time? Um, so I'm seeing this in two different ways. I'm seeing this as potential love, but I'm also seeing it as potential, what's the word I want to use? Like, let's just say increases in your finances. Now, I feel like it's because of you. All right, let's get into it. It's interesting because I feel like the Emperor is holding the beacon of light that the Hermit would normally carry. So this could talk about someone who is wise, an old soul. Where's that Ace of Wands? So the Ace of Wands made it out right over the wheel. You know, the Ace of Wands means that whatever coming towards you, again, here's two knights, right? We know this is the energy that's coming towards you. We know it's being controlled by divine timing. That's a good thing. You know what I mean? Even though sometimes we want things sooner, or we want things to move quicker, divine timing is like, trust in me, right? Just trust in me. And then, you know, the Knight of Pentacles, which means something's coming into that physical world. And the Ace of Wands would mean, first of all, I feel like you'll feel it first. Like you'll feel like this rush of passion, can be epiphanies, ideas, or you're just feeling, like someone's energy. And then the Ace of Wands speaks about action. Like the Ace of Wands does no good if you take no action. All right. Well, look at that, the Knight of Wands. So there's your rush of energy. This is a fast moving knight. You have three knights already. Fast moving knight. This knight is bringing in passion, desire. You know, it's interesting because I feel like for some of you, it may feel so desirable or passionate that it may scare you. But if I look what's mirroring it, it's the Knight of Pentacles. You know, if nothing else, the Knight of Pentacles to me is the most loyal. If we were gonna, you know, like mark, you know, give knights a grade, I would give the Knight of Pentacles an A for loyalty. You know, it just means I can trust that it'll arrive at the right time. Boy, do I feel like you're feeling the energy first. All right, let's keep going. Well, hello, Sun, right over the Emperor. Illumination. Ruler of Leo. We do have the King of Wands right here. So for some of you, it can represent Leo. You know what I love about the Sun is, and I do feel this energy of like where the universe is saying, Aquarius, it's time to bring out your inner child. It's time to allow yourself not just to work, but also to play. And this for some could definitely be a job offer, you know, and why would you fear that though? Well, let's keep going. The High Priestess over Temperance, and then the Seven of Swords over the Knight of Cups. So Seven of Swords, you know, standing your ground, defending off attacks. Why? You know, also number 7, we're in a universal year 7. Maybe this is saying that, you know, simply put, there may be two different ways I'm going to look at this, right? If I keep a blindfold on, then I automatically go into like defensive type energy. And defensive type energy doesn't always have to mean like ego. It just means like right off the bat, I try to protect myself. Now, if that's the case, I'm basing this on prior action, prior energy, someone of my past. Even though we have the Six of Cups right next to this Knight of Cups. You know, and I guess it could be the same person, but I don't feel that. I feel like, if anything, I may project my past onto this Knight. The High Priestess is saying, Aquarius, use your intuition. That's why we gave it to you. Trust in your intuition. You know, and I feel like, you know, if this is relating to love, it's saying, You got to learn not to try to control everything and sometimes learn how to just go with the flow. Now, as this relates to some of you, and you may have both happening, I feel like this is also talking about, an opportunity to take a platform, let's say, where it's like you become the defender of people in some way, somehow. Again, because this Knight of Cups doesn't have to be love. It's a couple fulfillment. And I love that the sun's coming over the Emperor. So for those that are like looking for a new job, want to start your own business, that type of energy, great energy. It's like the epiphanies are being fed to you. You just got to pay attention, right? Or I'm going to wear a blindfold. Hello, Ace of Cups. Flipped itself over in the deck. I always take notice of that. Not does it, not, I mean, it did a 180 in the deck. Love. Love, love, love. Some of you may be taking a job offer that is to, to saying, because the lawnmower. You may be taking a job offer that, and listen, some of these things, like, you don't even know they're going to happen, but then they happen. But I feel like I can feel like if I clear my mind, right, I take that blindfold off, it's like I can feel, I can feel, maybe I don't know exactly what it is, but I can feel like some type of passion is rushing towards me. All of this is going to require your action. Two aces that are connected, the Ace of Wands and now the Ace of Cups, coming over the Six of Cups. This could certainly talk about someone again that you knew of a younger time, but this would be someone that you would have happy memories about. Clearly you must love. Or maybe you don't know that yet. All right, we have the Queen of Swords. Could be you, another Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Her sword pointing up towards the Knight of Wands. She's got the sun above her head and the moon below her. How interesting. Um, you know, for some of you, this could relate to a twin flame. And, if you don't know what that means, I would just go back into my library and find there's quite a few twin flame readings. I definitely would watch the last one first. It's a good one. It's right. It literally, I'm allowing the divine masculine and divine feminine to each speak their piece. See where both are at in one reading. So it's pretty intense, but very telling at the same time. But I find it interesting. This queen has a sun above her, the moon below her, the ace beside her, the ace of cups, unconditional love. Seven of cups over that two of pentacles. And look at this, the knight again. So I mean, it's like your guardian angel is surrounding you. It's like they're wrapping you up in their arms, helping you to realize some of these dreams. I mean, hello, Knight of Pentacles, again, maybe there's three things that are changing within your life. Sometimes one thing changes and it ends up changing other things. I definitely feel like this is talking about your work life, but also your love life. Both. The Nine of Cups. Interesting. Nine of Cups being mirrored by the Knight of Wands, but also that Two of Swords. Knight of Cups tells me that you have taken the blindfold off. By the time we get down here, that blindfold is off. And that makes me very happy because the Nine of Cups is really about inner harmony. You know, it's where I'm like allowing myself to enjoy my life again. Listen, I feel like the universe is giving you reasons. And then you take that Nine of Cups and you add the Ace of Cups. Well, that kind of brings the Ten of Cups. But again, maybe it starts with me, you know, for some, maybe become being single and being okay. You know, I feel like I've got to learn to be okay with that. Because again, it feels temporary. You know, your guardian angel wants you to enjoy your life. I mean, they want you to enjoy your life. They want you to celebrate this life, even though, you know, I know you've been through hardships. I know you've been through hell, right? These blindfolds aren't created for no reason. Um, but it's still, it's like your spiritual team is overriding them, saying, no, we want you to enjoy your life. And first, it's going to come with inner harmony. All right, let's keep going. Okay. Well, boy, do I love seeing that. Two swords in reverse. Two swords in reverse. You know, and I was going to read reversals, but I saw it flip itself around right on my arm. You know, I feel like what I'm doing here is I'm learning to let go of control and I'm learning to go more with the flow. And I don't mean just like like I'm just floating along. No, I'm listening to these epiphanies, these ideas. You know, I'm listening to the signs that are being sent to me. I'm not overthinking them. The high priestess says, trust your first instinct. You know, don't allow your mind to then grab it and overthink it because listen, we'll overthink something to death to the point where maybe we never have movement in it. I feel like this Two Swords is absolutely beautiful, especially because it's mirrored by the sun. Complete illumination. You don't need to wear a blindfold. You know, I find inner harmony. I find inner peace. You know, and inner harmony, you know, doesn't have to mean that all things in my life are going right. But maybe it's more that I trust that even if things aren't going right, if I keep the right attitude, right? If I keep compassion in my heart, if I believe in my dreams, keep hope alive, well, I'll be damned if the universe isn't saying, here it is. All right, let's keep going. Okay, we are not taking all of them, but we're going to take what's faced up and beautiful, the Empress, which I felt right at the very beginning of your reading. Remember, Mother Mary came out with compassion, and I said, it feels like the Empress's energy. And I said that because it feels like it. You know, the Empress. Let's talk about the beautiful Empress. You know, the Empress has been through it all. She's walked the walk of all the queens. She's learned a lot. Listen, she's gotten stuck, right? She's had a hard time choosing, but through making these choices, through getting herself unstuck, what she's gained is a lot of wisdom. And how she's learned to use that wisdom as really her tool. I don't need to wear a blindfold because my energy tells me all I need to know. This has been a learning course for you. And I feel like the Empress is saying, well, you're graduating. And I love that the Empress's measure is mirroring the Knight of Pentacles. That would make sense because the Knight of Pentacles, again, doesn't come in until the right time. Well, there's never a better time than when you're in the Empress's energy, loving, nurturing, creative, inspiring. I feel like many want to be around her, and she doesn't even have to open up her mouth. This is someone who really has truly learned how not to shut down her heart or her mind due to past experiences. Instead, she's learned from them. We have the Empress and the Emperor. This is not the first November reading. I think it's the second that I saw that. Um, so I do feel like for some, it could potentially be a twin flame. Again, don't even worry about whether it's a twin flame. As this relates to love, it's love. And as it relates to opportunity, it's real opportunity. I don't know why. I feel so excited that the Two of Swords is now in reverse. It tells me that you have taken off the blindfold. It tells me that these aces and these knights that are coming towards you, that you're going to accept it. Um, that you're going to accept them. And I feel like there's more than one thing. Okay. Well, we're not going to leave it there. So I feel like I want to go look at, I want to look at the Ace of Cups, but I also want to add the Ace of Wands into it. Page of Pentacles. It could certainly be someone of a younger age. I feel like we had two pages, Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles to me is path of knowledge, wisdom. We have the Three of Wands, optimism. And then we have the Eight of Swords. This is what I feel like you're learning. I'm not worried about this Eight of Swords because it's coming over the Two Swords in reverse. I feel like it's telling us your progression, your growth. Eight of Swords would be maybe how I used to handle things. I put up these barriers that block my heart. And in the meantime, I didn't know, but maybe I was blocking opportunities at the same time. Eight always asks for a new beginning. Like allow yourself to have a new beginning. But this Eight of Swords is a self-created prison. So it's asking you free yourself. Free yourself. And then the Three of Wands coming out before that. It's almost like a choice. Like I choose how I'm going to look at my life. I choose how I'm going to look at my present moving forward. Three of Wands is an optimistic view. It's like, the ships haven't arrived yet, but this person is saying, I know my ships will arrive in the right time. It's almost like now I'm trusting the Knight of Pentacles, right? I come in at the right time. Not before, not after. So it's almost like a choice. But I do feel like this self-created prison, I do feel the walls of it coming down. Okay, I'm going to pick that up. And what do I want to look at? I think I just want to go across the board for any messages that haven't come out, that want to come out. Come out now. Across the board. That means for the whole reading. We have the Page of Wands. Look at this, the Page of Swords. We've seen all the pages. We have the Seven of Pentacles. You know, I often feel Seven of Pentacles is your soul seed of it's like your tree of life. It's like the seeds that your soul wants to manifest in this lifetime. You know, it is an energy of patience. It is the universal year we're in. Um, but you know, like the seeds look ripe, and that may be why like more than one thing seem to be happening. I want to just look at these two pages real quick. Ten of Wands. Okay. Because I wanted to know why the Page of Wands is in reverse there. But the Page of Swords is in the upright. So I feel like there's something coming your way, you know, that helps end the energy of the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands talks about a period of time where there just feels like there was a lot of responsibility on your back. Like you were carrying the weight of the world, the weight of a relationship, the weight of a job, you know, raising children, all of that, like a lot of weight on your shoulders. Now, it doesn't feel like it was equally distributed, like you ended up carrying the majority of that weight. I feel like that's a little bit of where that Two of Swords or that Eight of Swords came from. Because the Page of Wands, you know, it's almost like I have two kids and one is out of the house, but the other one doesn't want to leave. Some of you, I just feel like a situation is ending that I kind of feel like you're happy for it to end. All right, we've got a lot here. The Chariot, card of Cancer. We're in the year of the Chariot, by the way. Justice, card of Libra. Balance. Both these, the Chariot and Justice, need balance to work correctly. Justice, you know, balancing what's fair and just in the world. You know, I'm noticing she's got two cups and temperance. To me, temperance, you know, as it relates to love, she says, I'm responsible in filling both of these cups equally. And when they're both equaled or balanced, that's when it's time. Chariot is you learning that your intention is nine tenths of the law of telling this chariot where to go. You know, what does it mean? Well, first of all, again, I get this feeling of twin flame, but it's like the divine feminine and masculine and the balance, the light and the dark and the balance, right? I can't ignore it. Like we all have masculine and feminine energy. We just have to know that. Sometimes our masculine needs to come out and sometimes our feminine needs to come out. We have both on the table. But the chariot really speaks about unlimited potential. You know, but you got to know that. It's like you've got to tell the chariot that. All right, let's keep going. We have the Fool. We have the Queen of Cups. And then we have the Tower. Some of you may be ending a relationship, you know, divorcing. First of all, I feel like if anything is happening in the court of law, it feels like it comes out in your favor with the Empress and the Chariot on both sides of that. And the Fool, right? The Fool is brand new, free and clear energy. Doesn't mean I don't have a past. I'm just not allowing my past to predict my present or my future. The Fools learn to take leaps of faith. And I feel like you already do that, but I do feel like you've been stifled from taking these leaps of faith. But here comes all this energy. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Anyway, don't know what brought that song on. The Fool, taking a leap of faith. What else can I do? You know what I mean? Like again, if I want like if the only way I move forward is by knowing the actual destination, like where will this end up? Well, a lot of things won't move forward. And maybe not meant to, because again, like if I learn to take energy day by day, moment by moment, and really enjoy, even if there's other things that aren't so enjoyable in my life. This is talking about the things that will become not just enjoyable, but I feel like loved. Opportunity. Some of you creating a business, and it just feels like the right time. And by the way, and when I say creating a business, you could be writing a book, you could be creating an actual like mom and pop shop, you could be something spiritual. The emperor is the leader of the people. He leads by example. I love the emperor and the empress if they're working together. They are the power couple. And I feel like as it relates to making decisions here, because again, a lot is moving towards you. Seven of Cups is like, it feels a little chaotic, right? But what's right above it? The High Priestess. Your intuition's going to lead you. The Empress below it. The signs will be there. Like, I feel, Aquarius, like your guides are intertwined in your life, and they're helping you to live your best life. Now, living your best life means that maybe some things needed to be looked at, right? Getting to my best life. Well, I've got to learn from what was, because I don't want to repeat it. All right. Well, I'm not going to leave it on a tower, even though this tower doesn't even bother me. I feel like the tower for some of you may be like you're cutting ties. Um, you're cutting ties to something that just feels like, it was time to cut ties. Can be even karmic lessons, like karmic lessons being learned. And once they're learned for eternity. We have the death card of Scorpio. I'm just taking it right down the middle. Like my screaming dark. Um, Endings. But so you can have a new beginning. It is the closing of a door, but it's so another door can open. Sometimes new doors cannot open until old doors are closed. Just the way it is. The death doesn't want you to fear it, because really it's like after death is when we become alive, so to speak. We have the devil, card of Capricorn. Look at this, three major arcanas, first of all. And then we have the lovers, card of Gemini, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Gemini. Now, the lovers. That's chemistry. The meaning of the card is a head over heart decision. But I feel like because this door is being closed, the decision's already being made, even if I don't even, even if I haven't physically said it, but it's because I'm feeling it. And it's interesting because in this lovers, this is one of the ones I love. This woman is in the physical, right? But then the masculine is in what I feel like is spirit. So it's almost like I feel, right? She's feeling his energy, but he's not there. So it's almost like I am feeling it. And that's what I felt up here. Like I'm feeling this energy before it actually reaches me. The devil, I feel like, first of all, the sun's right above it. If we think of the devil, let's just say in its negative part, it would be illusions. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't even know what deck it is, but in one of my decks, actually, I think it's a couple decks, you'll see um, the devil has his influence over the lovers. And it's like the devil's casting illusions, but these lovers are buying it. Here, I feel like it's different though, because with the sun here, everything, what's ever done in the dark will come to the light. For some of you, though, I feel like this is an actual Capricorn, or at least the energy of Capricorn, if that makes sense. Doesn't have to mean when I'm saying that, it doesn't have to be a Capricorn sun. I just want to take one more Queen of Pentacles, and I feel like now I want to take one more. The Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. Queen of Pentacles could certainly tie back to the devil. The Eight of Pentacles talks about something new. Eight of Pentacles, if it's a question like, will I be successful at love, at work? It says whatever you put your focus on is what you're going to grow. It's also the energy of not being afraid to walk into something, not knowing everything I need to know, learning as I go. But listen, I feel like all the energy of like what was is still part of the collective wisdom here. I kind of love that we're ending on an 8 because I do feel like I felt in all the readings like these readings are getting us ready to do whatever it is we need to do for the end of the universal year 7 so that when we move into universal year 8, we're open and ready for these new beginnings. And Aquarius, you have a few. All right, let's read compassion. Can you have it all? Well, this is one of those readings where it looks like, yes, you can have it all. But then let go of control of what it all must look like. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like, yes, you can have a love for what you do and a love of a person, a love of your life. All right, compassion. This card is an angel that comes to you to uplift your way, to uplift the way that you're seeing your current situation and the people, including yourself. As a sensitive person, you're affected by others' negativity, and this has recently darkened your emotions and thoughts. To bring more light into your world, see people's situations through the eyes of Mother Mary and the angels. Know that they and you are doing the best they can. Although we all make mistakes, ultimately, everyone wants the same thing: peace and love. This card calls for you to be the peacekeeper in this situation and to make the first move towards a harmonious resolution. By sharing peace and love, you bring healing blessings to this situation and increase your own self-esteem. Amen. I feel like that was a special message for a few. And you'll let me know through your comments. Wow. Okay, Aquarius. There's a lot going on for you. And yes, I feel like starting in November, but then moving forward, you have all these nights, Knight of Wands, rush of passion, a rush of energy. Knight of Pentacles, twice, bringing something into your physical world, and it's meant to enhance it. The Knight of Cups, a cup of fulfillment. And then the Ace of Cups follows that. The Lovers. The sun and the moon, the eight, those are the things that I look for, like in a twin flame, also, like the sun, the moon, the lovers, the ace of cups, the emperor and the empress. But other than that, I feel like it's talking about a very high vibrational type of love. Doesn't mean we're not human. Doesn't mean that mistakes can't happen, right? Or that we won't have fights. But really, what we're doing is we're committing ourselves to the rest of our lives, and that means we're not going to run if things get difficult. And then I feel like as it relates to building your, let's just say, material world, like take a chance on yourself. If there's a raise that you've been wanting, go ask for it. If there's something you wanted to build, and you feel like you're at that place where you can take your wisdom and you can help others, man, this is beautiful energy for that. The Fool, I feel like, is saying, get ready. Get ready. Take these leaps of faith and watch where your world ends up. Remember, you have a lot of control over that. And I feel like that's part of your reading, is like learning that you have a lot of control. Take off the blindfolds, which you did, and it's like you free yourself. You know, I often say in a reading, why can't we have it all? It just may look different than what we expected. But I often feel if that's the case, it's better. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. As always, I want to thank you for your donation. Your donations, that's what keeps me on YouTube. No doubt about that. So thank you. Much gratitude. I want to thank you for subbing and sharing your beautiful comments, helping each other in the comment section. I just love that. Um, don't be afraid to tell your story. I mean, that's completely up to you. Try to tell it in one, you know, like try not to make like multiple comments. Keep it under one comment, if that makes sense. But it's up to you. It's just that like some people will make like 20 comments and they're singular, and I have to go and, you know, I don't know. Anyways, I love your comments, no matter how they come. Um, Don't forget about that special. Again, it ends in 2 days. I believe it's 2 days, 2 or 3 days. And I say that because I love doing personal readings. This is where I can get really deep. And they're usually an hour and a half to 2 hours long. They are in depth. So don't want you to miss out on that. I do that, like I normally used to do it once a year, but I've been doing it like seasonal, like every season, doing one for a short amount of time because I don't want to get stuck too far behind. That's why I'm doing these early. Um, but time is fluid, so don't even worry about that. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I love you guys. Thank you. And I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.